I grew up a cradle Catholic, family as well, but as happens a lot, I think, and it's a lot of cradle Catholics who kind of push the faith and don't take it too serious, and it definitely was happening myself and my family. And we had kind of a mini conversion story as a family when I was about 12 years old, and so that had a bit of a toll on me because the things changed in my family and things were happening, and I was like, what's going on? I grew up playing a ton of soccer. It was probably my favorite thing to do. And I never really thought about seminary until I was about 19 years old. And I myself, even though my parents were very much into the church, I just kind of pushed it aside. And I didn't really take the faith serious at that point. All through high school, I was just kind of hanging out with friends, doing things, playing soccer. That was pretty much it. But I had never really taken our Lord serious. And it was until I ran kind of into some troubles because I was a little bit of a troublemaker. At that point, I started to meditate and think, like, okay, what am I doing with my life? And I just started asking the questions, really, why am I here? What do I want to do? And then, more essentially, what does God want me to do? Then I remember that I began to pray a lot. As I grew in prayer, I liked it. I started praying more and more. And as I started going to helping out at church more, getting more involved and taking the faith more serious, I think our Lord kind of slowly was showing me the path that He wanted me to take. And then at some point somebody asked me, like, do you want to be considered the priesthood? And my first answer was, of course, nah, can't do it. For many reasons. The most typical, right? I want a family, I want a wife. But also it was this sense of unworthiness that I felt like, I come as a big sinner and felt so unworthy of such a calling. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. But at that point in my life, I knew one thing very clearly, that I wanted to be with our Lord, and then that I wanted to pray. And as I kept serving, I just kept realizing that I liked it a lot. Helped out at different retreats and felt this joy. So I was asking our Lord again, Lord, what do you want from me? And eventually, through prayer, He would just kind of revealed it to me. So then one day I was praying, and I remember telling Him, I was like, okay, Lord, I think you want this for me, but I kind of don't want it, so help me out, because otherwise I won't be able to do it. And as time went on, and I kind of started investigating about the priesthood and what the priest does, and again, I was asking all these questions. What is the point of being a man? A man has to sacrifice himself. What will I sacrifice myself for? What do I truly love that I want to sacrifice myself for and do? And as I started answering these questions, I realized that I wanted to sacrifice myself for the gospel, that I wanted to be able to bring our Lord to other people. This merciful Lord that had mercy on me, I wanted to be able to give it to others. And so I was like, wow, how can I do this? So the answer was pretty clear eventually. I was like, I think I want to be a priest. And slowly, our Lord helped me fall in love with what the priest does, what he is. And at some point, I just realized that I was like, I can't do anything else. I have to pursue this. For a while, I was positive that I wanted to be a missionary and enter some religious order. But of course, I was like, Lord, let it be your will. And as I started getting in contact with the Diocese, and they responded, and we got into some conversations, I met with some priests. I found out, they kept talking, so I was like, okay, Lord, you're letting all this happen. I was like, I'm assuming it's for a reason. And then as I spoke with the Vocation director, the other priest, and then they gave me the application, and I applied, and I got accepted. So.